Good morning, everybody. Payne Blade back here again from Server 1, representing IC Tribes Lab. Guys, just want to say thank you to all the people who responded to what games I should cover. There was also a poll in the main Discord, and I just want to give everybody an update on that before we get into the video. And the two games that have won over, as you can see, according to my new video, my new intro, sorry, is the Dragon Ball Dokkan Battle. Has been the first game that was the most popular voted, and number two was Naruto Cross Boruto Ninja Voltage. Now, obviously, keeping in theme with Bandai, which seems to be what's happening here, I'll be covering those games going forward. Now, I know there's a lot already covered on Dokkan, and I know a lot on Voltage, but this is coming in from a new, fresh perspective, a new look, from a noob essentially. So there'll be things I'll be learning, there'll be things I'll be sharing with you as I learn along with them. I know there's huge YouTubers out there that already cover this kind of thing, but again, you know what? I have a small little following, and I appreciate you guys being on board, and I'm hoping to grow that following. And for people who are starting brand new, the vets might be a little too much, so I'm hoping my take on the game is a little bit fresh, and I'm also hoping that a lot of the veterans who are on Discord, who have already been helping out. So thank you to Bonato and I think it's Teams. I'm so hope I'm saying that right. I might not be, but and Cop and other guys who have been helping out with Dokkan, and also AJ for Days, Dutch Tower, all the guys from ISC who play the game, who have been giving me a hand. So I appreciate all the feedback, guys. I'm slowly learning, but I plan to take this game pretty seriously and hopefully provide you guys with some different outtakes and different perspectives on the game that you might not be getting anywhere else. But outside of that, today, guys, we're doing Payne Blade versus user again. So today, the user is Kantsmile. And as always, guys, we're going to do 5 arena matches using his team, and then 5 arena using the same team with my formation, and we see who comes on top. Now, I just want to give a heads up, guys. I know a lot of you have been requesting it, but I've got over like 25 requests on this type of user versus Payne thing. But I've noticed that a lot of you are just putting random teams together, and just trying to make it. It's almost an amusing thing, and I get it. Like it's nice to do that once in a while, but it's also at the expense of my own success in this game, especially now that I'm not whaling anymore. So I just want to say, guys, if you're doing this for amusement and not testing purposes, I'll do it once in a while, but I'm not going to entertain it every time, because the whole point of this was to help you understand if your team is worthwhile using at the end of the day, right? So if you put a mishmash team together and I'm just like, this makes absolutely no sense to me, I'm going to call you out for it in Discord, and I'll ask you to revamp it. And if you don't want to, then we're going to drop that team and we're going to go to the next person. So just a heads up on that. All right, so let's look at the team here though and see what Kantsmile has set up. So as usual, I'll do Team 6, which is his team, and then Team 5, which is mine. Okay, so the way he's got it set up is he's got Kakashi, Naruto, UR, and Naruto Kage in the first cell. Good setup. I would have put Kakashi last for the stun. Naruto. No, you know what? Kakashi last for the stun, Naruto second, and Naruto Kage first. He's got Mama Sakura, Hinata, and I there. So he's got 2 stuns there, 1 on top, 2 in the spirit cell, and he's got a silence in the bottom cell with all 3 tanks. Okay, so the setup isn't bad, but there's a lot of reworking that can be done here. But you know what? We'll see who's more successful. So I'll show you my team. So this is mine. So I've actually done a little bit of a swap here. I've actually put Mama Sakura on top for 4 so she can do more healing, and I've given her the AoE stun. I put Kakashi next and Naruto Kage. You know what? We're going to do a swap here, though. We're going to take Naruto Kage out. That was a mistake on my end. There we go. Put him there. And so Naruto Kage will heal more and nuke any A's, and then Kakashi, of course, will stun at the end. So then we have and then we have Asuma to do the guard rate, and we have Naruto to kill for chakra at the end. And then we have Silence, a nuker with Hinata, and we have a D Gara. Okay, so as you can see, power levels, it's only 2 difference. It's not a big deal. But what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to test it out on 5 opponents, and we're going to see if his team is viable. Now, I will say this right from the get-go. You have way better options to choose from than this team. So I know that he said that purposely he was doing this for entertainment purposes, and this is what I meant. Like, you obviously can choose better people to use, but we're going to go ahead and start off. So let's start off with Onyx as our first opponent and see where we go. So Team 6. So we'll do his first 5, and then we'll do my 5. Okay, and then if we have all 5 wins in each category, which I honestly will doubt today is going to happen, we'll review and see who has the most HP. If there's a loss on one of the ones and another one there's all 5 wins, that person's the winner, and we can review one of the videos. But if there's a tie again with 2 losses, we'll review both losses and see what happened. So let's see what we got here. Okay, so that's a win. It's a pretty good win too. So let's see what else we got. So that was Onyx. Let's go to... let's do Vondo. It's a pretty big power difference, and Vondo's honestly really fast, so we may see a loss right away here. Now, it's been a while since I've lost with my main team. Actually, I lost the last 2 days purposely with a weaker team, just because I'm trying to get SR frags to finish off Kakuzu to 7. I don't think I'll have enough with the event. But I feel like we're going to see, yeah, there's one loss there. That's a pretty big one too. So that's one loss. So we'll take that into consideration. I might not even end up top 10 here today. Okay, let's do Boo. Now this might be a second loss here. Let's see what happens. Well, obviously the power difference is huge, guys. Okay, so that's a win there. Okay, so that's 2 wins, 1 loss. And we've got 2 more to go. So let's see what else we can find here. Onyx we did, Famon we have not done, Luck. Let's do Luck real quick and see where we get with Luck. And then we'll do one more battle here. I'm hoping to fight Hito, because he's usually a pretty good opponent to fight, and he's got decent points. Now the thing with Kantsmile's team is he's got a lot of tanks. But it's not a full tank team, which I find is an issue, because you're creating a semi-hybrid team. That's 4 wins, which is good. Semi-hybrid teams are good. The only problem is with heavy tank teams, you also want to add nukes and at least a heal sometimes, right? Because if you don't have a heal, it causes a huge issue. You know what? Let's fight Vondo again. We'll even it out. Let's see if he can win at least one of the matches of the 2. But because he doesn't have a healer, these tanks aren't nuking hard enough, and if your nukes die, you're left with tanks that aren't healing, right? And then you're just going to get pummeled by nukes, and that's going to be one of the biggest issues here that I'm going to see. Yeah, there's 2 losses to Vondo. Okay, so there you go. So that's 3 of 2. So let's switch to my team. Let's go with Boo first. Switch to mine. And let's see if we can pull out some wins ourselves. So we'll actually check out a fight with Vondo. Now Vondo's got a really good team set up. He's got Jiraiya, which obviously helps build the tribe gauge. He's got really good stuns. He's got super fast characters. I still am faster, I believe, than him. But it's all going to matter with setup, right? Setup is the biggest part here. Alright, so Boo is good. Let's see if we can win against Vondo, if I can find him. There we go. Now my goal here is obviously to pull off this win, and if I do, I'm going to move up to 3 more guys. And I won't even reach top 10 today. I might not even reach top 50, to be honest, with these losses, but that's fine. I mean, I can take a day of losing some arena points. Not a big deal. So as you can see, he's a little faster there. I might actually end up losing this as well. Yep. Yeah, Vondo's got a really good setup. So that's 1 loss for me, 2 for him. So we'll go back to Vondo after. Let's go to Onyx. As you can see here, I'm already 30th. And we'll actually look at one of Vondo's fights. He's shout out to him. He's actually really improved a lot, and he's actually probably the biggest threat I have in Server 1 now, which used to be Boo. And he still is. Boo, like I will still lose to Boo once in a while, but it's just the way his setup is now and his speed, Javondo's speed, that it makes him a lot more of a threat. Who else we got? We got Luck here. Let's put in 1 on Luck. And we'll go back and fight Javondo one more time. Now, I'm telling you now, I probably will lose again. This team is not optimal for fighting him because he just has way too much utility and stuns and speed, where my team is just underpowered, and I don't have a chance to really to beat him in that regard. But we'll take a chance again. We might even out. So that's 3 of 4 wins for me. And if I lose this one, we'll check out one of the losses and explain to you what's wrong with this team versus someone like Vondo's team. Now, if you look at Javondo's team, he's got 2 stuns on top with silence, so that already is a trump card for him. He's got the tribe gauge in the middle, which is huge, and I've got 2D units, so Jiraiya's gonna nuke them. And he's got Naruto there, and he's got one stun in the bottom, but he's got Sarada to provide some utility with damage reduction down and damage increase up and attack up. So he's actually got a very smart setup, and he's also got enough SRs in here that will make his team very speedy, right? But we'll see if I can pull off a win. It's going to take a little bit of luck on my end in this case, which is weird to say, but that's just the reality of it. So if I can pull off a few stuns, I might pull off an upset here. And I did. So there you go. Okay, so my team was a little better. As you can see here, it ended up winning, but it was just about HP. So let's watch that fight. Let's watch a loss and let's watch an actual win, and let's see what happens. So that was a win against him. See, I'm not even top 10. I'll probably end up top 30 today. So let's watch the win here with my team, and then we'll watch a loss with Kantsmile's team. Okay, and we'll see what happened. So here I can tell you right now, it's all going to come down to stuns. And this is what I meant. When you have a super tank heavy team, you have to have a healer. As you see, I won barely, only because some of my tanks can heal. But if you don't have a good healer set up on the tank team, you're not going to win. You're just going to get pummeled by nukes, right? Because you're not hitting hard enough. You're just absorbing more damage. So that was a pretty big one. That killed by Kakashi. Now you can see here his speed is much faster than mine in the bottom, and that's always been his trump card. It's his speed at the bottom there. But he's got pretty weak characters at the bottom, but so do I. So it balances out. If I had stronger characters there, it would have been better. And his force team is faster than my spirit team. And again, these are my team is very underdeveloped, right? Like you have to remember, I don't have a strong Ai. I barely have a strong Asuma. So if he doesn't pull off a stun, I can pull off a win. But if he does pull off a stun, I'm screwed. Like it's over. But so far so good. I mean, like we're ahead. He's just he's just faster than I am. That's just pretty much the end of it. Like luckily I killed somebody in the beginning, and that I think set off this chain of events where I'm actually going to end up winning. Where if he kept all of his 3 cells intact, he would have easily won this fight. See, like this is the only team I think that I'm faster in. Yeah. So, and I'm going to get to pull off at least my tribe first, or my co-op. Let's see what happens. Alright, so there's Jiraiya's gone. Now that was probably the biggest threat I had on that spirit team. Now he can pull off a stun here with AoE. No, he did not. Good. Alright, so yeah, this pretty much is a lucky win on my end, to be honest. The reason why is obviously he hasn't stunned very much, and he's killing my only... Oh no, he didn't kill him there. So Ai is really good for that, I will say. So if you're going to have someone like Ai in your team, make sure you have a lot of A units, because his purpose is to really give your A units damage reduction down. If you don't have a lot of A units, Ai is only a stunner. He's really not bringing much else to the game. So one thing for everybody, if you are going to use Ai, definitely use a lot of A units to back him up, because his whole point again is to provide his LB2 to A units for them to survive longer and become more tanky, right? Alright, so we got a stun here, and as you can see here, like even Rondo's got a lot of D units as well. Well, I mean he's only got 2 really, or 3, sorry. But those units are fully developed, like mine aren't. So there's a confuse there. Look at that, I'm doing like no damage at all to Richimaru. And at least I'm gonna get a tribe off. So that's one of the other reasons why I won this one, is I'm actually pulling off my my tribe skills off faster. Let's see if he kills anybody here. He might end up killing Ai here. Nope, okay, Asuma. And Asuma's fantastic, guys. Like, he is one of the best characters in the game now, especially for tanking units. So I highly recommend, if you have him, develop him. Like, mine's only at 33k. If he was a lot higher, this whole thing might have been a whole different story. But yeah, this is one of the reasons why I won here. As you can see, we're doing tank versus tank, but Sakura. Mama Sakura isn't a good enough healer to heal on her own for a tank team. You need at least like a Blossom or a Tsunade, and like a Kabuto as well too. You need some off healing and some main healing. Like, she's an off healer. she's more of a support unit, but her healing won't be enough to be the main heal in the team. So as you can see here, we're just going back and forth between each other. We're going to do the whole 20 turns, so I'm not going to wait. But, I mean, essentially what it came down to, guys, is luck. It's whoever got off their stuns. I'm going to stop here. It's whoever got off their stuns, whoever got off their tribes off first, and depending on how the AI reacted to some of these stuns, like did it use the proper units? Did it use units only with one? So let's go to a loss real quick. All right, let's yeah, so see his stun right away. Sorry, I was actually typing on Discord, guys. So his stun right away messed up my whole rotation. This is pretty much over at this point. Like his speed's gonna be faster. My rotation's done. Like this is all it takes, guys. It's just one stun in this game, and it's pretty much over. Now at this point, he's just gonna have all three of them fire at me. I'm gonna have only two people or one unit fire off, like Kakashi only. He's gonna have all three. So this is how it goes, right? And this is why speed is so important in this game. If you don't have speed, you end up pretty much having your characters like that stunned every time, and your rotation's all messed up. Opponent gets an advantage by having tribes faster like this. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and stop this battle. We already know what the problem is. It's definitely the stun. So what am I gonna take from all this? First thing I'm gonna say, guys, is if you're gonna build a D heavy team, especially if you're gonna have units like and you're gonna have units like Asuma and Gaara, you've got to back them up with some healers, and you've got to back up with some mostly stuns, right? So the biggest weakness to this team, in my opinion, was having Orochimaru in it. And it's weird that I'm saying that. A lot of people are like, "Oh, Orochimaru is great." He is, but a silence is not the same as a stun. Silence, the rotation still continues, right? You got to have more stuns. So the first thing I would have added is either. Let me see. Let's go back to the team real quick. I would have added Hebi into the team, Sasuke Hebi, right? Sasuke Kirin as well too, if you have him. And if you don't have those guys, it's not the end of the world. Like you have other stun options. You have B, you have who else do you have here? Sorry, let's go back to the Shinobi list. We have a ton of stunners here that we can choose from. Right? So we have tank teams need to have some nukes and stuns and some heals. So Kirin, Kakashi, obviously we have on the team. Sasuke Hebi, you have the Dara as an option. Mama Sakura already had on there, so yeah, she's great to be on there. Orochimaru, I would not have put on there again. I would have replaced him for someone like B. Again, if you have I, you want A units, right? Because again, he's giving damage reduction down to A units, or damage reduction up. Sorry. So have someone like B in there for another stun. Now B is doesn't have the greatest stats, but yeah, he provides you with the stun and defense up, right? And he builds over time. So if you can keep him alive with I, put him on different cells, don't let him use a tribe, he will hit harder, right? And you have someone like Shikamaru who can give T's more power and has a stun. So I mean, there's a lot of good options out there. So my recommendation, guys, is if you're gonna bring a really heavy tank team, you got to bring at least 2 main healers and at least 3 stuns, and hopefully those stuns are all nukes, and you have those options, right? Again, I mentioned Kirin, I mentioned Hebi, I mentioned Dara, I mentioned Kakashi. So and then you have B as the other one. So you've got quite a bit of options. Now most of them are URs, I get it, but for the most part we all have them, right? So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Yeah, this is gonna mess up my my ranking for today, but that's fine. So again, I may stop doing the Payne versus users, guys, depending on how this goes. Now that I'm not whaling as much, I can't get the units up as faster. Yeah, anyways, we'll talk more about that on Discord when we get there. But this is Payne. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Look out for my Dokkan video tonight. I'm going to be doing a summon video and an account introduction, plus we'll be doing voltage. So the way it's going to work out is we're going to do 2 days of voltage, 2 days of Dokkan, 3 days of tribes. Tribes will still be the main game. Anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll talk soon.